The Galactic Empire believed they had won. For centuries, they had ruled the known universe with an iron fist, crushing every species that dared oppose them. When humanity reached the stars, the Empire saw us as nothing more than another primitive race to dominate. But they made a mistake. A mistake so grave that it would cost them everything. They killed a human child. It started on a colony world called Arcadia 7, a peaceful settlement on the outer rim of human-controlled space. The people there were farmers, engineers, and dreamers, ordinary men and women who had left Earth to carve a new life among the stars. They had no weapons, no military, no reason to fear the Empire. Yet the Empire came. A fleet of Imperial warships descended upon Arcadia 7 without warning. The Empire claimed the planet now belonged to them, and any resistance would be met with annihilation. The humans tried to negotiate. They pleaded for peace. But the Empire did not listen. To them, humans were nothing more than insects. When the Empire's soldiers marched into the capital city, a small child, Sarah Miller, barely 7 years old, ran forward to hand one of them a flower, a simple, innocent gesture of goodwill. The soldier, clad in black armor, lifted his weapon and shot her. The people of Arcadia 7 screamed in horror. Sarah's parents collapsed beside her lifeless body. The Empire's officers laughed. "This is what happens," one of them sneered, "when humans forget their place." News of the atrocities spread across human space like wildfire. Every colony, every outpost, every ship heard what had happened, and something inside us, something ancient, something primal, awoke. We had tolerated their cruelty. We had endured their tyranny. But this was too far. Humanity did not weep. Humanity did not mourn. We raged. The United Earth Fleet, once divided and scattered, united under one purpose: vengeance. Every battleship, every warplane, every soldier was mobilized. Factories worked around the clock, producing weapons faster than ever before. Scientists developed new technologies with a single goal in mind: destruction. Admiral James Holloway stood at the bridge of the UES Retribution, watching as thousands of human ships gathered. Their mission was clear. No negotiations, no peace talks, only war. For Sarah, for Arcadia 7, for every human who had ever suffered under the Empire's rule. And then we struck. The Empire's fleets, vast and arrogant, were not prepared for the fury of mankind. We did not fight like the other species they had conquered. We did not retreat. We did not surrender. We burned their ships, shattered their planets, and reduced their mighty armadas to wreckage floating in the void. The Battle of Helios 5 was the first major victory. Imperial warships outnumbered us 2-1, but we fought with the ferocity of a species pushed to its limits. We unleashed railguns that could punch through capital ships, plasma torpedoes that turned entire fleets into fireballs, and cyber warfare tactics that crippled their systems before they could even fire a shot. We did not stop. One by one, their strongholds fell. Their proud generals, who had once laughed at humanity, now screamed in terror as their fleets were annihilated. Their emperors, who had ruled for centuries, trembled as human soldiers stormed their palaces. On the ground, we were just as relentless. Elite squads of United Earth Marines executed precise planetary invasions, dismantling the Empire's military infrastructure piece by piece. Resistance was fierce, but every soldier who fell only fueled our fire. The Empire had thought themselves gods. We showed them hell. The final battle took place on their capital world, Cephos Prime. The Empire, now desperate, threw everything they had at us. Their war machines, their most advanced weapons, their most elite soldiers. None of it mattered. Humanity had become a force of nature. We fought in the streets, in the skies, in the vast corridors of their towering citadels. Every step we took was paid for in blood, but we did not falter. A brutal fight raged outside the Imperial Palace. The once golden towers were reduced to rubble, smoke choking the sky. The streets were filled with fire and screams. General Alex Carter, the man who had led the charge, marched forward with his battle-worn troops, his eyes set on one goal: justice. At the heart of the city, in the Grand Palace where the Emperor sat upon his golden throne, humanity's vengeance reached its peak. The Grand Hall was lined with shattered statues of past rulers. The Emperor, once untouchable, now stood alone, trembling. Carter stepped forward, bloodied and battered but unbroken. "You murdered a child," Carter said, his voice calm but filled with unrelenting fury. "For that, your empire burns." The Emperor, once a god among his people, now cowered before a mere human, he tried to speak, to beg for mercy. Carter pulled the trigger. With the Emperor's death, the Galactic Empire crumbled. Its people, once enslaved under its brutal rule, rose up in rebellion. The stars, once darkened by tyranny, now shone with newfound hope. Humanity did not claim dominion over the fallen empire. We did not become the new overlords. We simply made one thing clear to the universe: no one, ever, touches our children. And those who do, they learn the true meaning of hell.